Okay, so the last section of Unit 6 that we're going to look at is recursive and explicit formulas. This shouldn't be too terribly overwhelming because we've already talked about arithmetic and geometric sequences. So today we're just looking at, well, if I'm given the sequence, how can I write the formula for it? And then there's two different ways that we can write those formulas. So our goals are to be able to write them both. We want to be able to write a recursive formula and we want to be able to write an explicit formula. So the first one that we do is the recursive formula. A recursive formula for a sequence in which one or more previous terms are used to generate the next. So recursive, if you think about something recurring, happens again, we look at what already happened. So we use those previous terms to generate what happens afterward. And it describes the relationship between successive terms. So terms that will happen one right after the other. So we know from our work in 6.1 and 6.2 that arithmetic sequences are where we're adding a constant. And even though I'm saying adding a constant, we could be adding a negative, right? So it looks like subtraction. And a geometric sequence is when we multiply each term by a constant to get the next. So we've got three examples here of finding the recursive formula. I'm only going to do number 1 and number 3. Number 2 I will do and then post in the notes, but I'm only going to make you watch me do one of each kind for the video. So number 1, if we look from 33 to 39 to 45 to 51, if we try to decide what that relationship is, hopefully we see that we're adding 6. That makes it an arithmetic sequence. So I'm going to try to zoom in on this, so if I lose you guys, I'm sorry. Oh. So arithmetic means we add the same thing over and over. So this time we're adding 6 each time. So that means I can write a sub n, which means I can think of any term in my sequence. As long as I know the one that happened before it, I add 6. So this notation shouldn't look strange to us. This just says whatever term I'm looking at. If n is 3, that means I can find the third term of my sequence as long as I know the second term and I add 6. So these are how the terms are related to each other. I can find any term as long as I know the one before it and I can add 6. But when you write a recursive formula, you also need to write where you start. So our first term in that sequence is 33. So we always want to make sure that we state the first term. If, and like I said, number 2, I'm going to do on the notes. I'll fill it in so you'll be able to fill your book in, but I'm going to skip it as far as the video goes to keep the video not quite as long. Number 3, if we jump over here, our numbers are 1, 4, 16, 64. So we can see it's growing pretty quickly, so we're probably not adding by the same number each time. And in fact, we are multiplying by 4 each time. So that makes it geometric. And then we can write that recursive formula. Well, it'll say a sub n, so whatever term I'm interested in, is 4 times the term before it. So we know that the second term is 4 times the first. We know that the fourth term is 4 times the third. As long as we know the term before it, we can find the term we're interested in. And we have our first term. We started with 1. So these two pieces together are the recursive formula. So we need both parts. So don't forget to include A1. We have to know where to start. So when you're doing recursive, you always want to include A1 so that we know where to start.